you're a really big inspiration to me, you and your wife. And what are your words of advice? Because I want to be a wrestler when I get older. So what do you think I should do?
Wow. How old are you? You sound like an adult human. Are you a teenager?
No, yeah, I'm turning 14 in October.
Oh, wow.
Thanks for calling.
Thanks for
Youngin'.
calling.
Look,
Yeah.
I'm bringing the youth game.
You are.
I'm bringing the youth movement to the Rich
callers
Eisen.
are 80.
Yeah,
So.
are you a normal Rich Eisen? Are you a normal Rich Eisen listener, or are you just popping in for me today?
I saw you on the TV, and I'm a really big wrestling fan, so I'm like, oh, my God, that's Seth freaking Rollins. And so I called.
I love it. I love to hear that. The first part of your question, you asked if I was satisfied with my career, right? Is that the one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. I am really good. I think I'm in a place in my life where if it all ended tomorrow, knock on wood, I don't know where there's no wood around here, but I'll knock on it proverbially. If it all ended tomorrow, I would be extremely satisfied. Not only have I been able to kind of accomplish all of these cool milestone things in my life, like winning world titles and main eventing WrestleMania and headlining. It's the things that I think people don't really think about. Like, I've made some of my best friends in the world through the industry. I have met my wife here, so I have a family because of this business. I've been able to travel the world. I get to talk to people like you who tell me that I inspire them, which is, pretty insane. I've been doing this for a long time, so I get that often, but it never is lost on me how incredible it is to be an inspiration to another human being in whatever capacity that is. And so I've been able to do all of those things and provide a life for my family and those close to me. And so, yeah, like I said, if it all ended tomorrow, I would be more than satisfied with what I've been able to accomplish, the people I've been able to meet, and the things I've been able to do through professional wrestling in my life. So thank you for that part of the question. That was great. I have immense gratitude for my industry and what I've been able to do in it. And the other side of it is, look, hustle, man. Hustle. That's my advice. Just hustle. Like, if you love it and you really want to do it, and just keep working, keep hustling. Hard work will provide opportunities for you, and then you just got to knock those opportunities out of the park. I own my own wrestling school in Davenport, Iowa, Black and Brave Wrestling Academy. I've had it for over a decade, and the advice, even though the business has changed, times have changed, everything is different than it was 10 years ago, the advice remains the same. You just got to hustle and be prepared to suffer. And I mean that in a way that embrace the suffering, because that part of it, that struggle, is what makes anything you do in life worth it, right? If everything is easy for you, then it's no fun. Then you're not going to get what you want out of it. So embrace that journey, be prepared to hustle, revel in it, and be prepared to suffer and enjoy that part of it, because it is worthwhile if you really want something. So great questions. Allowed me to be get my Tony Robbins on a little bit there.
Thank you, Madison.
Seth, would you also tell Madison to make sure, if she starts training, to make sure the school, the trainer that she goes to is accredited?
Yeah. There's something to that too. You want to find somebody that's not just going to take your money. You want to find, because there's a lot of carny folk out there in the wrestling business. These guys, these old timers, and look, I get it. You got to find a way to pay the bills, but try not to take money from these kids who are just coming to you with a dream. So, and when you're looking out for that, when you're trying to get trained, look for places that have some sort of accreditation, or even just a conversation with some of these trainers. You can kind of get the idea, or you see people who've come through there that have gotten trained. It's Wild West out there in the independent pro wrestling world. So you got to be careful. Get good training, stay in school, like my mama told me. Stay in school. I'm not saying have a backup plan. I'm saying just give yourself some options when you're first getting started, because you never know. You might not like it. It's not for everybody. Right. We got a lot of kids that come to our school They don't love it. They think they love it. They get in the ring. 2 weeks later, they're like, I don't love this. I love watching it. I don't love falling down, man.
And you said you had a plan at 14. That's what you wanted to do. And then, your mom made you stick it out. And then 18. Did you love it right away? Was that a thing when you got in there and started taking the bumps and the bruises? You were like, yes, more.
Oh, I couldn't get enough of it. I could not get enough of it. The first time I was ever in a real ring, like we had access to a real ring. This is a wacky story. So remember I mentioned we were backyard wrestlers. Okay. We ended up, doing shows and people would come. One guy that came to the shows, he had a death in the family. They left him some money. With some of that money, he bought our little backyard wrestling company a wrestling ring. We put that ring inside of a church gymnasium that wasn't being used in the summertime. And we had full access to that during the open hours of the church, whatever those were. But you could not keep me out of that ring. I loved it. I jumped off the top rope. I took every bump I could, front bump, back bump, belly bump. I was doing like camps. I would go pay like $20, $10, $15, $50 to go do these camps at independent wrestling shows in the Midwest. So I'd work with like, Samoa Joe or like a guy named Joe Legend. I worked with an independent guy named Acid, like I would do anything to get in this ring. So I loved it. I was obsessed with it. I loved the feeling of being sore. I loved all of it. I loved the marks on my back that I get from running the ropes, because we had cable ropes in these rings. Like WWE ropes are the rope, so they're kind of a little more lax. But independent rings are like cables. Like they're literally just garden hoses wrapped around cable, essentially. That's all they are. And so you will get like your back will get cut up the more you do it. But I loved it. I was obsessed with it from the beginning. I loved it. And we get kids at our school that come in and like they think, oh yeah, this is going to be easy. They come in and I'm like, you're out of your mind. 2 weeks they're running the ropes, they're taking bumps, they're trying to get in shape because they think that you don't have to be in shape to be a wrestler for some reason. Whatever. And they're gone. They quit. They're out. And that's okay. Look, that's okay. Truth be told, I don't want those people in my business in that capacity. Yeah. I want them to be the ones buying the tickets. That's what I want. And that's okay. That's okay. There's a place for everybody in our industry. I'm not trying to like gatekeep or anything like that, but I want people on our side, on my side, who are going to hustle and put in the work. And everybody's got different, kind of levels on where they see success. Some people are like just weekend warriors. They just like it. They're like, this is something I always wanted to do, and now I get to do it, and I can do it occasionally on the weekend. Great. That's awesome for you. Some people, they want to do what I do. They want to make money. They want to be at the top of the game. They want to be the best. They want to inspire a next generation, whatever it may be. And that's great. And then some people are like, yeah, I think I just want to buy a ticket. And we love you. We need you too. Right. We need you too. So, yeah, I get that.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.